welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Luz Marie and I make videos documenting my debt-free journey. In today's video, I thought that I would share a few things that we did in our first half of our debt-free journey to pay off credit card debt. So I just want to mention there is no right and wrong way to pay off debt. As long as you're making some progress and the numbers are going down to your total, that's what matters. So let's begin. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is to put away your credit card. Stop using your credit card. That was the first thing that we did. However, it was challenging at the beginning for us because when we decided to start our debt-free journey, I wasn't working, so we only had one household income. So we, at the beginning, we had some trouble just depending on the cash that we had on hand and not dabble into more credit card debt. But we decided not to continue adding into our debt with our credit card and just add our expenses with our cash that we had on hand. So we put away our credit card. We didn't tear our credit card because we still believe that we wanted to use them further down the line when we were debt free, but we did put them away. So the first thing that I want to suggest, super easy, is to stop using your credit card and store them away. Number 2 is to decide what method you're going to use to pay off debt. There are two main ones, which is debt snowball and debt avalanche. Debt snowball is when you focus on the smaller bill and build your way up to the larger bill, your larger debt. With the debt avalanche, you're focusing on the highest interest rate debt. There are pros and cons to each. I would say the pros for debt snowball is that you get that quick wins, that positive reinforcement, and you just super motivated because you're tackling each one faster and quicker. I would say the con of that, you're probably going to be losing money because if you have a credit debt that has a really high interest rate and you tackle that one first, it's just going to start accruing more money. So more money is down the line on that. So you're probably going to take longer in your debt-free journey. The debt avalanche, the pros is that you're not going to be losing as much money because you're tackling first a larger interest rate bill. The cons, I would say that for you mentally, you feel like it's going to take longer because if your first bill is like a $10,000 loan, you're going to feel that it's going to take longer for you to accomplish that, and you might even lose interest. So there are pros and cons for each. For us, we went with the debt snowball because we needed that motivation at the beginning. I do want to add that you don't have to stick with one way or the other. Perhaps midway through your journey, you feel that you got that motivation that you needed and you want to switch to the debt avalanche. So you could go back and forth with it. As long as you're moving forward and you're making progress, do what's best for you. For us, we did use the debt snowball because we needed that motivation at the beginning to pay this debt off. However, for us, we felt that the debt snowball worked for us because we did this third step. So we took our larger debt and transferred it to a lower interest rate. There are two ways that you can do this. You can do balance transfer, and the other one is to take out a personal loan. There's pros and cons to each. Pros are that you are lowering your interest rate. Some of these credit cards, they have like 26% APR. You can lower that to a 0 interest rate, especially if you're taking out a card with the 0 introductory rate. They give you like a grace period. Sometimes it's even 18 months. So that gives you enough room to pay off debt and that you are able to catch up some bills. So that's what we did. We did balance transfer as well as personal loans. With a personal loan, you can actually extend how much you want to pay this off. You can either choose a 2-year or a 5-year repayment plan. So there's some flexibility in that. For us, we actually did both methods. I know it's not something that I would recommend on taking out more credit cards, especially when you are in debt. or a personal loan. There's a lot of temptation in that, especially with a personal loan. You're not using it for a purpose to pay off credit card. You're just gonna go into a deeper mess in your debt-free journey. So I will highly recommend to only do this if you know that you're super motivated and you're doing this with a purpose. And the purpose is to pay off debt, lower your interest rate, and to make it easier on yourself. So yes, I will only recommend that if you have a plan and that's your purpose, is to pay off debt, because it's so easy to get yourself into a bigger mess. So another con of taking out a credit card and a personal loan is that you're only able to qualify for a new credit card if your credit is in good standing. For us, we never miss a minimum payment. Although we had a huge debt, we never missed a minimum payment. We still kept it in a good standing, so we were able to take out another credit card and a personal loan. But if you're missing payments and you're not in good standing, fortunately you will not meet the requirements to get a new card or to be approved for this. So just to wrap things up, the first thing that you're going to want to do is to stop using your credit card. Put that credit card away, either an old bag, give it to a friend, no, don't do that. But put that credit card away, whatever you need to resist yourself of using that credit card. Number 2 is to decide which payment method you want to choose in your debt-free journey. There are 2 main methods, which is the debt snowball and the debt avalanche. Debt snowball is more like a mindset, I would say motivation plan, where you tackle your smallest debt and work your way up to your largest debt. The debt avalanche is that you focus on your largest interest rate bill and you work your way down that word. There's no right and wrong way. And switch midway through your journey. It doesn't matter as long as you're making progress and you are moving forward in your journey. Another thing that I did not mention that we created a budget. We created a budget that included our debt payments. So in our budget, we included our debt minimum payments, as well as that extra monthly goal that we wanted to hit in our debt-free journey. So for us at the beginning, we did get aggressive. So our monthly goal was a larger number. And then as we progress in our journey, it lowered our monthly goal payments. At the beginning of your debt-free journey, you're gonna want to write down each of the debt that you have, total that number, and see what number you're comfortable with for hitting for each month to pay that goal. So for us, we decided what number we want to meet for each month, and we included that in our budget. Another thing that you're going to want to do to add more towards your debt is to see where you're able to eliminate, which expenses you're able to eliminate in your budget, whether it's entertainment that you're spending lots of money, or eating out, or if you're able to downsize your living situation. There's a limit to the things that you're able to eliminate in your expenses. I get it. And there's extreme ways and there's the non-extreme ways. We actually took the non-extreme way. There were certain things that we just didn't want to give up. If there's a cap on your expenses, the next step is to increase your income. Our goal was to double our household income. As I mentioned at the beginning, I lost my job. So my goal was to get another job. And actually in the month of January, midway January, I was able to land a job. For me, what I did to land a job, I revamped my resume, I optimized my LinkedIn profile, and I actually landed my job through LinkedIn. So through LinkedIn connection, LinkedIn networking. So for my husband, he had a job. So his goal was to increase his income. He worked extra hours, he received bonuses, he did overtime. So that is it. That's basically what we did. We are now getting closer toward the end of our first half of our debt-free journey. We're close to being consumer debt-free. I would say what I want to share is to be patient with yourself, have grace towards yourself. It is a long progress. You know, it's not the end of the world. I know for right now, there are things that you probably have to give up, like vacations, going out with friends, but just know that it's just temporary, these things. It's just small sacrifice that you have to do now. It is not an easy journey. I know I have made videos in my past speaking on the burnout of our debt-free journey. So I know for myself that it's not an easy thing. I still have a long way to go, but we'll get there, and I'm having patience and grace with myself, and I hope that you do so too. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to continue and following our debt-free journey, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like this video if you enjoy this video, and comment down below what tips you've been doing so far to pay off your credit card debt. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much. Bye. Check you out next time. Bye.